my friends, this is Meta for July 2022. So the overall theme and behavior for the month is sideways fluctuations with a bullish trend. This sideways fluctuations with a bullish trend precedes a notable decline. And it's also, this theme's crossed with a fast, sudden, or I should say the halting of a bullish trend marked with a sharp decline through an important support level. May have something to do with negotiations stalling. So the behavior into the month's high is going to be a fast, sudden move to the upside. It'll be notable on a multi-day chart. It'll stand out. There's an important piece of news that's going to come out. It'll be highlighted around the low. And the behavior on the low is going to be sideways rotation along a support level. We rise up, hit resistance, and then we come back down to that same support level and move sideways along it. And that'll be the behavior around the low. So likely two lows there. Also looks like we have a higher high or the same high in August, and a sharp decline from that high in August. Alright, so behavior on the first, we have a move higher through a resistance level. We stay above it briefly and then we break back down through the same price level, sort of creating like a capital A in the English language. There will be sideways fluctuations with a bullish trend that precedes a decline, highlighted on the first. There's one local high, and by local high I mean when you look at a chart, a one-day chart of the first, you'll see one prominent high. And there's also a swing trade opportunity in there in the midst of a decline from a high down to and through support, and then back up to use that support as to reuse that support level. There'll be a trade around that. Then we have the fourth, markets closed. On the fifth, we have a flight to safety, revisiting of a past problem. Likely a gap down there on the fifth. On the 6th, we have a prominent reversal. So if we're looking at a multi-day chart, we'll see a prominent crest or the first high of the month. But on a one-day chart, we'll also see a notable reversal that will stand out. And there's an opportunity at the one local low on the 6th to open up long positions. On the 7th, we have sideways fluctuation that ends with a fast, sudden move higher, marking the end of sideways rotation along support. It'll be an important support level that's highlighted. There's a swing trade opportunity in there in the midst of bumping along a resistance level. And it looks like at the end of the day, the very end of the day or overnight, the beginning of a decline starts. On the 8th, we have a big irrational move higher to reach a distant resistance level, but then maybe from a gap down. And there's one local high on the 8th. It'll be we'll meet a resistance and then we'll break down with consecutively lower spikes on the way down. And that'll be the behavior that creates the high, the one local high. And there'll also be a trade opportunity in there in the midst of a period of time where we're bumping along a resistance level. big gap down on the 11th. There's two things that can happen here. There's a gap down on the 11th and then a big move higher throughout the day. I believe that's what will happen, and there's going to be a notable amount of price movement here, either in the gap down or the move higher. I think probably in the gap down. We have one local low, so on the 12th, so on a one-day chart of the 12th, we should see one prominent low stand out, and it'll be an opportunity to cash in. It looks like possibly towards the end of the day. There's a fast sudden move higher, marking the end of a period of volatility on the 12th. It's like a crest between the 11th and the 12th, like either maybe like early on the 12th, and then there's decline. We have another crest or slightly higher high than we did on the 11th, 12th. We have again on the 13th. But from that, we decline sharply through multiple support levels. And there's one local low on the 13th as well, in which there's an opportunity to cash in. On the 14th, we have a rally that increases with momentum as we move forward throughout the day. One local high from which there's a breakdown from a resistance level with consecutively lower spikes on the way down. And there's a trade opportunity in the midst of a decline from a crest down to a support level, through the support level, and then back up to reuse the support level. There's a trade opportunity in the midst of that. There's also going to be a period of sideways fluctuation with a bullish trend that precedes a decline highlighted on the 14th. On the 15th, we have a big move to the upside. We push the upper end of our range. There's one local high from which we have a prominent decline, and one local low, which marks an opportunity to open up long positions. On the 18th, we have one local low. It's an opportunity to cash in, looks like towards the end of the day there. And there's an agreement between two leaders or a merger of some kind that may be highlighted here on the 18th. On the 19th, we have quite a bit going on here. We have a day trade opportunity. It looks like we have a period of sideways fluctuation with a bullish trend that precedes a decline, highlighted here on the 19th as well. There's two local highs. So one local high will form when we have a fast sudden, we'll have a decline with a fast sudden dip in the period of that decline out of the high, and then the other local high will be when we meet resistance, and then we break down with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down. The two trade opportunities, one will be surrounds a move lower from a crest or a peak down to and through support, and then we come back up when we reuse that support level. And then the other trade opportunity there is in the midst of bumping up along, the behavior will be bumping up along resistance levels. We have a prominent low or crest for the month on the 20th. There's also a day trade opportunity on the 20th. It looks like we attempt to establish support. There's a sharp decline, something possibly to do with more than just meta, but possibly like a global thingy, like something to do more globally, or could, and there's a sharp decline in there to reach a prominent month's crest, prominent month's trough, I should say, or low. And then there's a fake out at there's a trade opportunity where we attempt to establish support, and then there's one of the trade opportunities is going to be in the midst of a fake out. Likely looks like making us think we're going lower, possibly. It's hard to see. We'll have to look closer at the 20th when I look at a daily, if I look at a daily. And then we have a halting of a bullish trend on the 21st. Marked by a sharp decline in a period of bearish price swings. On the 22nd, we have sideways fluctuations with a bearish trend that precedes a rally There's 2 local lows on the 22nd and 1 local high. The local high happens when we have a sudden move higher, likely from being oversold or from a gap, like filling a gap. And then one of the local lows is going to mark an opportunity to open up a long position. One of the local lows is going to mark an opportunity to cash in on a position. On the 25th, we had multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance as the main theme, and there's 1 local low in which we have an opportunity to cash in. On the 26th, an important price level is highlighted, an important technical level for Meta specifically will be highlighted on the 26th. Looks like there's a good trade opportunity to make money early in the day on the 26th. We may break through 2 resistance levels here. It's possible towards the end of the day, or there's a resistance level at the end of the day there of the 26th that's important. On the 27th, and then there's also 1 local high and 1 local low on the 26th. The local high is going to form when we have a fast sudden move to the upside, likely from being oversold or from filling a gap. And then the 1 local low there is going to be an opportunity to open up a long position there. So we likely have the high at the end of the day there on the 26th. On the 27th, we have 1 local low, opportunity to cash in. And there's we successfully turned resistance into new support on the 27th. On the 28th, we have the completion of the rally with a fast sudden move higher and then a breakdown through a diagonal trend line with the increasing volatility on the way down. That's from a crest or a prominent crest or peak for the month, where we have a sharp decline out of that 1 local high. And 1 local low towards the end of the day marks an opportunity to open up long positions. We have a rally on the 29th along a diagonal trend line, breaking through horizontal resistance to meet a secondary resistance before pulling back. And the pullback is going to be notable. There's a notable decline off of the pullback. It may be the following day on the 1st that we see the pull. Well, I'm not sure if it's the 1st, but the first trading day of August that we may see the pullback. But in any case, off of the local high, there's a sharp decline from the local low there. There's an opportunity to cash in. And there's also a correlation to a halting of a bullish trend marked by a sharp decline through an important support level. Sneak preview for the following month. We have a higher high there than we do this month. So in August, there'll be a higher high for Meta. But there's also a significant decline on a multi-day chart. You'll see a prominent decline take place here. On like a year-to-date chart even, prominent decline in the month of August that will transpire. That's Meta, guys. Let me know what you think by hitting that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so. If you have done so, follow. Please spread the word, share the video with your friends. Most importantly, when you make money from this reading, my friends, pay it forward. And I'll see you on the next one.